Alright, hello everyone. Here we're back for hole 3 of the master guide. Now, what I would recommend for you guys is either a win 5 or a win 4 ball is what would be ideal. I'm going to go ahead and use I'll use a win 4 ball, a win 3 ball. Yeah, win 4. Just to kind of get that adjustment a little bit down for the wind, and try to get that wind adjustment that I want to go under 10 or near 10 in any regard. I remember mentioning I think I wanted to reverse the way that I adjusted my rings because there was a little mound, and I'm going to try to pretty much use the max ring adjustment today. So whatever I input for the wind, instead of tweaking my elevation, I could see that from playing back the video that I might have been a little bit light on my adjustment yesterday, which caused it to kind of hit a mound a little bit and land a little bit longer. So I probably needed maybe 10% more than what I went yesterday, which was what, about 20%. So I probably needed about 30% for that correction. And then I used very close to the mid club number on this location. So to avoid that, you could, basically just go with the max ring adjustment, pretty much spot on, and it would have probably duplicated my shot. You could see that when I played with the numbers in yesterday's, that the numbers were almost identical. So what I'm going to do, since I have in mind to do about 30%, instead of doing 30%, I'm going to do plus 10%, just add 10 to each adjustment. The 20% I did yesterday and the 0 that I mentioned. And here you can see 9.5 rings, going to be 10.7. I'm just going to use that max ring number. It should be pretty good. Here you can see that I'm going to also offset the guide just slightly. You might want to use a little bit of backspin. You can see what I'm doing here. Kind of right in here or so. And as I mentioned, just rotate the screen. And 10.7 rings. 5, 6. Right around there. Didn't catch my perfect ball. Looks pretty good. It's coming up the hill. It looks like I'm missing I need to try to maybe tweak the landing zone a little bit. It looks like I'm starting a little bit too high on that hill, and it's not wanting to come down with my landing zone. So I'm probably going to just tweak that landing zone if you can. Try to cheat it on the hill a little bit differently, because the way that my ball's landing, it's bouncing very right. You can see that the wind effect that I'm accounting for is pretty much null. It's getting nullified by just bouncing directly right. So what I recommend you guys do is try to land a little bit shorter than I am. You can see that I'm getting in a little bit deep. So if you land short, for example, then it's a much more consistent bounce. I didn't realize that was doing that, but I can tell that the landing zone that I'm choosing here is definitely bouncing right. There's no question, because where I just landed was essentially, lefter. The ball got kicked more to the right than what my offset was. So that just tells you that the way that it's bouncing up that hill is far different than the wind, because the wind's not even affecting the ball, and then it's still going to the right of that. So it's a hill that I'm hitting, and the way that you're going to want to avoid it is you'll want to set up a little bit more in front. I know I've had very good success rolling up that hill with with the very front tip of that fairway. I thought I'd be able to land a little bit deeper, and that's the reason that I was trying. But I know for a fact that you'll be able to take a sniper on a little bit more of the front of that fairway there than what I was just doing. So that's what I'll work on and try to get for you guys for tomorrow. Would be, an adjustment more similar to what I'm mentioning, a little bit more towards the front of that fairway. And it should land a little bit more solid and hopefully, run out the way that it's supposed to. So good luck with that third hole there, guys, and catch you guys for hole 4 coming up.